Go.
This weekend, over 100,000, close to 200,000 pilgrims will gather to celebrate at one of their most holy shrines in worship of what they love. That's the speedway behind me, by the way. Why do I bring this up? You have people coming all over the world expecting one thing, and they get another. Back almost 2,000 years ago, pilgrims came from all over the world to Jerusalem. They came to worship Pentecost. What they got was a message that they weren't expecting. What they got was straight from the Old Testament. When Peter spoke throughout this whole section, it all came from the Old Testament. Whether it be Joel, whether it be David, Peter spoke Old Testament preaching. The verses this week, Acts chapter 2, verses 16-36. Take a little bit of time to read it. The Spirit guided Peter exactly what to say. Peter didn't have to worry about the words. The Spirit told him, and that's how he went. The first question is, how does the Spirit use the word to guide us? We see how he used it to guide Peter. How does he use it to guide us? Now, one of the nice little things I like in reading this is, especially right around verse 23, we see how God had a plan. God's plan all along was the cross. We know that looking back. We saw the prophets. We knew he was going to be crucified. Jesus himself told the disciples, hey guys, they're going to get me. They're going to kill me. 3 days later, I'm going to rise again. No problems. And he told them over and over again, they're going to come get me. They're going to take me away. They're going to kill me. 3 days later, I'm going to rise. Now, the one thing that brings up the question is, why did the disciples scatter? Jesus told them exactly what was going to happen. Well, this is all part of God's plan. No matter what Satan did, it was a part of God's plan. Actually, I'm going to go a little outside of the Bible. There's this movie that my kids love to watch. It's called Kung Fu Panda. I'm not sure y'all have seen this or not, but there's a Kung Fu master by the name of Oogway who knows that the evil Tai Long is about to escape from prison. And he informs, I forget the name, Shifu, something like that. Shifu, my kids just reminded me, who immediately says, gotta send out double the guards, send a messenger, double the guards, double everything. To which Master Oogway says, one often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it. Throughout the Bible, Satan is always trying to throw a wrench in God's plan. The only problem for Satan is every time he tries to throw a wrench in God's plan, it was actually already a part of God's plan. Satan says, hey, I tell you what, let's get him crucified. Kill him, then we don't have to worry about him anymore. That was part of God's plan. So what I want you to do, this is a little bit of a Bible search. Take some time, look throughout the Bible, and what I want you to look for is what other ways has God used Satan's efforts to bring about his own will. The other thing I want to look for, when Peter is speaking, he is speaking to an audience. This is, at this point in time, hot off the press news. Everything that happened in Jesus, that's all still fresh. This all happened, the day of Pentecost happened less than 2 months after this. Already we are still talking about, as far as like the news cycles, all the actors and actresses that have died in recent months. It's still hot news. A few years, if we were talking about Elvis Presley, yeah, well, even still, that was happening during the lifetime. We are talking about hot, fresh news. Everyone that was listening, well, pretty much everyone, whether they had heard it directly, seen it directly, or heard it secondhand, knew exactly what Peter was talking about. And when Peter started saying, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, the tomb was only a short distance away. Anyone who doubted could go see and find the empty tomb. It was still empty. And it's still used the only ones. Everyone could see. Jesus had appeared to over 500 people. They were all around. This was still hot news. Peter's witness was that much more powerful to those who were witnessing, to those he was witnessing to, simply because they knew it to be true. Peter was credible. 2,000 years later, the tomb is still, of course, empty. But this isn't hot off the press news anymore. We weren't there when Jesus was crucified. We didn't go running into the tomb. We didn't have all these advantages. So the question is, as Peter kept his own witness credible, how do we keep our own witness credible? These are the things we're looking at. I'll see you on Saturday the 11th.